Do you want to act cool in front of your crush without being too flashy? Watch these tips to grab their attention instantly. You may think you're the coolest person in the world, but the minute your crush appears in front of you, you shrivel up and start acting weird. Don't worry, we've all had a phase when we try to act cool in front of our crushes and fail miserably. Maybe you're going through it right now, and that's okay. When we have a crush, we want to present the best version of ourselves to them. And it's hard to do so when we're aware that we're not perfect. The more we try to be perfect, the more easily we mess up. So how do we act in front of our crush so they think we're cool and not cringe? What does your crush consider cool? Coolness is like beauty. It's very subjective. So first of all, you should try to figure out what your crush may think cool is. For example, some people think a guy who rides a motorcycle is cool. Someone else would never want to be near someone who owns a motorcycle. Some people think an outgoing person is cool. Other people prefer someone more reserved and quiet. Keep this in mind so you know exactly what to deliver. Now that you know what your crush thinks is cool, it's time for you to give them exactly what they want. Here are 25 ways to act cool in front of your crush. 1. Be yourself. You must be tired of hearing this, but it's the most genuine advice you'll ever receive. You can pretend to be someone who fits perfectly in your crush's dream person checklist, but you cannot be them forever if that's not who you are. Don't lose yourself just to impress another. Do you think you'll want to be in a relationship with someone who doesn't like the real you? 2. Relax. It's not like you wake up one morning and discover you've grown a tail. We've all had crushes, so calm down. Don't place them above you or anything else that used to be important to you, like your education or friends and family. This is one of the reasons why most of us struggle to be around our crushes and act like ourselves. We place them above us, but in reality, they're no better than us. 3. They're just another person. Remind yourself that they're also imperfect. They're just another person who has flaws. So who cares if they notice whatever flaws you think you may have? You don't need to go out of your way to conceal those flaws if they are part of who you are. If your crush really is a great person, they will accept you for you. 4. Don't do grand gestures. Grand gestures are never a good idea when it's just a crush and hasn't developed into something serious. You don't have to show up at their house with a boombox or send them roses every day. You can try to act like one of those cool love interests in rom-coms, but what if your crush hates those movies? And there's no point in going all the way for someone you barely know, right? Sometimes small gestures like asking about their day or buying them their favorite drink at Starbucks are just enough to win them over. 5. Don't over-compliment them. Everyone likes compliments, but too many compliments may backfire. If you praise them for everything they do, say, or wear, they'll begin to think that you're not being genuine. It'll make them uncomfortable and doubtful of you. 6. Be humble. You may want to make your crush think you're so cool and unique and that they'll never find anyone better than you in this world. But the more you brag, the more turned off they'll get. Cool people don't go around telling their crushes how cool they are. If you want to impress your crush, aside from being yourself, be humble. 7. You don't have to agree with everything they say or do. The truth is nobody wants to be right all the time. If they want someone who thinks exactly the same, they can just talk to themselves in the mirror. Your crush may like football and beer, but that doesn't mean you have to like those things too. If they like a movie that you don't like, politely disagree and make it a funny, lighthearted debate. Everyone enjoys a little challenge. 8. Don't second guess yourself. If you said something to your crush and 2 seconds later you think it was dumb, don't try to change it. Roll with waves. This is who you are. We all say stupid things from time to time, but that's what being human is all about. 9. Learn from your past mistakes. There were plenty of moments before this crush where you screwed up. It's completely normal. We've all been there. What you need to do is learn from those mistakes and apply what you've learned to your new crush. 10. Don't think so far ahead in the future. This is a common problem when we have a crush. You would daydream about them, possibly thinking about your wedding day and what your kids would look like. Obviously, that never ends well. This is just a crush. You are not in love with them, so don't plan the future with your crush. Live in the moment and get to know them first. 11. Don't worry too much about being just friends. Are you freaking out about the possibility of getting friend zoned? Although people do get friend zoned and taken advantage of, sometimes sad but true, it's not always like that. If you and your crush start as friends, why don't you just take your time and get to know each other? Once you've known them enough, it's easier to move on to something more. Remember that friendship is the foundation of every healthy relationship. 12. If they don't text you back, don't freak out. You made the bold move of sending a text to your crush. Good for you. It's a big step, but now you're worried they won't respond. This isn't the time to send them multiple text messages or stalk them on social media. Just chill. They will respond or they won't, and that's okay too. The important thing is that you made a big step and you should be proud of yourself. 13. Keep your exes out of it. Yeah, don't talk about your exes with your crush. That's the last thing you should bring into the conversation. What do exes have to do with your crush? Why do they need to hear about your past? Focus on you and your crush. Talk about things that you have in common. Let your history be in the past. 14. You don't need to talk about how much sex you've had. Well, you probably think talking about sex and your past sexual experiences will make you look desirable, but you don't need to talk about how much sex you've had to seem cool in front of your crush. You may make them think sex is all that you care about. So if you want a relationship with your crush, then this isn't the right way to go about it. 15. Actively listen. Don't start ranting to your crushes. Yes, you may want them to know as much about you as possible, but you're not applying for a job, and this isn't an interview. You need to understand your crush as well. Remember that everyone likes to talk about themselves, no matter how reserved they are. So if you want to act cool around your crush, actively listen to them while they're talking to you. Ask them questions about themselves. Remember the things they tell you. You'll be surprised how much people crave a genuine conversation. 16. Talk about what makes you passionate. You are at your best when you're doing and talking about things that you're passionate about. This is when people really see you shine and see the joy come from your eyes. If you want to act cool, talk about things that mean something to you. Nobody likes someone who has zero personality. 17. Don't put down other people. It's understandable that you want to get rid of competition, especially if your crush is very popular. But bad, mouthing someone else will only make you seem petty and insecure. And that doesn't seem very cool in front of your crush, does it? 18. Be clingy. Don't go overboard with all the affection and caring. Yeah, show that you care. But it doesn't mean texting them every 2 minutes and freaking out if they don't reply after 15 seconds. Remember, you two are not dating. Even if you were, they still wouldn't know you every second of their day. 19. Don't be condescending. Some of you may think it's cool to show your crush how much better you are than them, hoping they'll look at you with admiration, but it never comes across that way. Instead, they'll just think you're narcissistic and an asshole. It doesn't matter if you have a better job, better education, or dress better than them. There's always something you can learn from each other and improve. 20. Don't be mean to them. Look, forget all about those K-dramas and enemies to lovers books. It won't happen in real life. Making them hate you won't make them love you. 21. Don't try to hide your feelings for them. The more you try to hide something, the harder it is for you. If you have a crush on someone and want to have a relationship with them, it's a lot cooler if you don't pretend otherwise. Everyone wants someone who knows what they want. If your crush thinks you're unsure about your feelings for them, they might assume you're not genuine. 22. Confidence is key. This cannot be stressed enough. A cool person is someone who acts confident. Don't try to make your crush feel sorry for you by talking about how miserable you are. You cannot guilt trip someone into entering a relationship with you. So work on your confidence. Convince yourself that you're cool, and your crush will see it too. 23. Treat people with kindness. Kindness is so underrated, but it makes a person stand out. Don't just be nice to the people you're attracted to. If your crush sees that you're mean to everyone except for them, it won't make them feel special. They'll think you're only acting this way until you stop liking them. So if you want to be cool, first be kind to others, not just your crush. 24. Knowledge is sexy. Cool isn't just what's on the outside. It's also in the way you think and speak. If you're someone they can have deep conversations with about meaningful topics, they'll find you a lot more attractive. So read books and learn new things every day to gain more knowledge. If you want their heart, you must know how to excite their brain. 25. Decide whether this is someone you actually want to invest time in. Many of us have spent so much time crushing on people who aren't good matches for us. So, before you start freaking out about this crush, try to really see if they're good for you. Do you like them for them, or only for their potential?